Titans will take the lead. On the field, we're unstoppable, we're never beat. In the stands, the crowd's alive, cheering for UConn. They won't give up the fight. From the first pitch to the final out, we're Husky Hardball, we've got the power.
How you like that one?
All right, get rid of that picture. Put the other picture back.
Good picture.
I hate that picture.
I think you look handsome in that picture.
The picture from Dartmouth. And you get the best picture out of anyone. You get the picture from 30 years ago.
That picture is from when I was an agent. So that's 8 years ago.
I know. And that picture of me is from 8 years ago. I want my old one back. I like my old one. Yeah, put the old one back of me looking like a pro wrestler. All
right. You want to look tougher?
Yeah. I don't like that picture. I look gay in that picture. I don't want to look gay. I don't want to look gay in that picture.
Why don't you give me the picture of you in your cowboy outfit?
The cowboy hat. Yeah, I'll take a good picture of the cowboy hat. Yes.
Send that to me.
We'll do that. So we're attempting to show our range that we can cover anything, and Husky Hardball as we cover the UConn baseball team, and this is in honor of Chris DeCitis, who works with the baseball team and is dreading getting on a bus today and going to Villanova by bus for their series against the Wildcats. But as we saw, UConn started off very, very badly early on in the season in their non-conference schedule. They played Duke. They played North Carolina. They played UNC Greensboro. They even struggled against Campbell. They struggled against Miami. They beat Vanderbilt. They lost to UCLA, and they lost to UFC in the Dodger Classic. But since they have started to play more of a league-friendly schedule, they've been better. They beat Quinnipiac, Xavier, Creighton. Their last main loss, I believe, was to Creighton. They've handled Georgetown. They've beaten BC. They swept Seton Hall in a 3-game series. They beat UMass. They beat Army. And then they most recently swept St. John's, Rutgers, and they lost to Rutgers, and they beat Rhode Island. So they are starting to figure things out, and they're 11-4 in the conference. Yeah, and
and they're 11-2 at home.
Yeah, they're 11-2 at home. They take care of business at home. They struggle on the road. It seems overall that pitching has been not the best. They have a 5.76 team ERA. Now, their opponents have an ERA over 7 against them.
Their bats are phenomenal.
So I mean, their opponents aren't lighting the world on fire either, with a 7 point whatever ERA. But it started. I was going to go back to the Army game. The Army game really started a win streak there. They beat Army 12-5, and this was home. Yes, this was home. And there's some games that go 9 innings and some games that go 7 innings. That I kind of have to figure out. That I don't know how that works. Their top player so far offensively is what's his face? He plays first base and he's a DH.
What's his face?
I'm gonna get his name momentarily. It's Tyler Minnick.
Yeah, he's batting 372.
He plays first base and he DHs. He's got 16 home runs on the year, 54 RBIs. He's played in all 40 games. He started 39. The second best on offense as far as production is Ryan Daniels. He plays second base. He's batting 352, and he has 10 home runs, 46 RBIs, and he has been playing very well. He leads the team with 12 doubles. And what I like is you look down their list, they have 7 guys batting over 300. So that's always a good sign. And they've changed things around as far as the lineup goes. They kind of mix things up. I wasn't sure. I think you get a choice if you want your pitcher to bat or not. That's part of the choice that they have. Rob Rispoli is another one of their top players. He plays shortstop, and they try to do load management with Tyler Minnick having him DH and play first base. And Ryan Daniels seems to play every day. So that is good. And then pitching wise,
well, they have a superstar pitch as a reliever.
They do. Yes. They do have a superstar as a reliever. Yeah. I'm looking right now to see. I know that
Brady is a 1.3 ERA and 8 saves.
That's Brady Ephraim. And their winningest pitcher is Sean Finn, who's 5-1. 5-1 in 16 appearances, and he has and he also has 4 saves as well. So that's interesting. If I'm reading that correctly. No, he doesn't. He has 0 saves. Brady has all the saves. Brady is their closer. Brady is thrown 26 innings pitched, and he has given up 22 hits, 7 runs, and only 4 earned runs. 4 earned runs and 26 innings pitched.
41 strikeouts.
Yep. 41 strikeouts, and he is third on the team in strikeouts. Ian Cook leads the team with 61 strikeouts, but he also has a 6.75 ERA and is 2-4. So that's a pretty high ERA for striking out all those players. And he has only pitched 41. Well, I mean, he's pitched 41 innings, which I guess is fairly high.
And Ian's given up the most home runs, him and Tom Ellison. So
yeah. So I mean, they have a very deep roster of pitchers.
They did.
I did not know that they carried that many pitchers. And then on the other side of the ball, they really don't have that many active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 active hitters, guys that play the field.
They almost have as many pitchers. I don't know if that's the same. They almost have that many pitchers.
Yeah, I assume they do because of the situation. Because you always want to carry pitching. Yeah, because pitching carries the day.
And you can play 3 games in a week, right? So
yeah. From the series that I've looked at their schedule, they mostly play like Friday, April 25th. They played a doubleheader at St. John's. They won both games. Then they played them on Sunday. And then they played Rutgers on Tuesday, and that was one of their losses at Stores, which was very rare. And then they beat Rhode Island at home on April 30th.
Christie's all over you, bud. He loves it.
He loves it.
Husky Hardball, another podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime that we're brought together. Now, this is a critical series against Villanova over the weekend, May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If they beat Villanova, then they have Butler for a 3-game series next weekend.
This is great. You'll like this one.
They gave up 10 runs in 1 inning against Rutgers, a pitching masterclass. No, I know they struggled. They struggled against Rutgers. But it's funny that I didn't see a series against Rutgers. I see like they fit Rutgers in because Rutgers obviously is a Big Ten school,
and they're close, probably.
Yeah, they've played Rutgers a couple times, not much, but like they've owned Seton Hall, they've owned St. John's, they've owned Georgetown. Creighton is the team in conference that they've struggled with. Xavier too, I guess. Xavier too is the only other team in conference that they struggled with. But it's huge that they're going down to Villanova this weekend because that could wrap up the conference for them. I believe if they come out with 3 victories against Nova and they take care of business against Butler, that they will have won the conference. Now, I'm not exactly sure how the playoffs work in baseball. If it's regional, if it's top 6, like any other tournament where it's regional, it's the top 16 teams that go. If it's the conference winners that go, we definitely have struggled. And we played them early on, but the SEC schools, the Southern schools, we struggled against. UCLA, USC, Vanderbilt. We beat Vanderbilt. We beat Miami in a 3-game series, 2-1. Campbell University. Campbell was our arch nemesis. Campbell beat us 2-1. North Carolina was ranked 17th, and they beat us 5-1. And then UNC Greensboro swept us 3-0. We lost to Boston College. That was kind of stuck in there. Northeastern was kind of stuck in there. I don't know what conference Northeastern would be in. I think they might be in the same conference as Albany. I'm not sure. Quinnipiac. We played 1 or 2 games against Quinnipiac. Bryant was canceled. We beat Hofstra, swept Georgetown. We beat BC.
We beat UNC, Collie.
What?
We beat UNC.
We didn't beat UNC, did we? I saw it at the beginning of the year.
And Northeastern is 33-9 this year.
Yeah, Northeastern has been. We haven't played them in a series. We've played them. We've plugged them in here and there.
Is this another sport, Christy, that we have to fact check the Cully man?
No, I'm looking at it now. I don't see us playing North Carolina. I saw we played UNC Greensboro.
Oh.
I didn't see UNC. UNC. Oh, we did play North Carolina. Oh, we did beat North Carolina. He is right. Yes, we beat number ranked 17th North Carolina 5-1 at Chapel Hill. That was March 19th. That was a big win. And then, I had it wrong. We swept UNC Greensboro. That was the start of turning things around. Then we lost to BC. We lost to Northeastern. And we lost to Xavier. Xavier in a 3-game series. We beat them once. We beat Quinnipiac, we beat Creighton, and then lost 2 more to Creighton. We beat Hofstra, and then we swept Georgetown. We beat BC. This is where we went on the run. Okay. So yeah, it was Hofstra. Hofstra set the run April 9th. We've been on a run since April 9th. That's what Chris was telling me about. So it's going to be a question of, I don't know much about Villanova. I wanted to see what their record was, because I'm pretty sure.
Turn anything off over here.
I'm pretty sure from what Chris was telling me that if they take care of business with Nova, that they will they'll win the conference. Nova is wow. They're 20-21 overall. 9-8 in home, 10-11 away. They're 4-8. They're 4-8 in the conference. So
right now, Creighton is at first 9-3. UConn's 11-4. Xavier's 11-4. St. John's 6-6. So
9-3. Wow.
UConn. Villanova stinks. So we should. Seton Hall's won 5 in a row. So they're improving, but they're not very good.
And we smoked Seton Hall.
Creighton beat Creighton hasn't played. They beat us 2 out of 3.
Yes. That was the only series, and that was at their place. And we don't play them again.
At Xavier, we beat.
We're at Nova this weekend, and then we have. What's good is we finished strong at home.
Xavier, we won 2 out of 3.
Yes. Butler. We have Butler at home, and we have Northeastern at home, and we have Maine at home.
Maine, okay.
So I mean that's looking good. If we get through this Villanova series and pull out 3 victories starting today.
Well, no baseball's better than the SEC as far as.
No, I mean it's tough to compete because of obviously the weather, obviously the talent they get. Yes. The ACC and the SEC are where baseball is at.
Right.
And it was a miracle. I remember last year being at the Belmont and watching UConn play Florida State in the Final Four.
Right.
But it just goes to show, I mean, who does more with less than UConn? I mean, we don't have the NIL money. I don't believe we have a ton of transfers.
I think baseball wise, we get pretty good talent relative to our division. So
for the Big East, yes.
Yeah, and we've been dominating the Big East for a while now, so
in baseball.
And Penders is definitely one of the best coaches in the country. I mean, I think he played at UConn.
And Coach Baylock still gets out there and throws batting practice.
Still?
Yeah. Coach Baylock will throw batting practice for UConn, and then I believe
fact check number 2.
I believe that he coaches at Eastern Connecticut State as well. At least that's what he had told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He still gets out and he throws batting practice. Chris was telling me that. And he still manages the Eastern Connecticut State team. He managed them to a national championship a few years ago. he was
He's
saying.
a volunteer assistant there.
Yes. But I mean, he's done baseball forever. He's done baseball and football.
He was the head. Andy Balak was the head baseball coach when I was at UConn.
Me too.
Oh, he was. He was the head coach when you were there. Okay.
Yeah, he was because he would always come in the locker room and talk to us, and we'd be dead on our feet, and he'd have a smile on his face. I'd be like, "Who's this guy?" Just laughing, just thinks this is hilarious that we're all dead. And he'd been through it before. He's like, "Yep, this is college football, guys. Get used to it." But the hitting is what is very impressive to me. I mean, like I said, they have 7 guys batting over 300. Tyler Minnick is the guy. Ryan Daniels, Rob Rispoli, Adrian Daughtry. I mean, they're all 320 plus. When you got a guy like Tyler Minnick who's 372, 58 hits, 8 doubles, 16 home runs, 54 RBIs, leading the team. I was just trying to see what year he was, because that would be interesting to see. Because baseball, I mean, they play typically all summer, right? And Tyler Minnick's only a sophomore. So he'll be.
You don't play those leagues where they get looked at.
Yeah, the wooden bat leagues.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler Minnick is only a sophomore, so he'll be around. They have a relatively. They do have upperclassmen. They have a couple redshirt seniors. They have a couple graduates. Graduate students, senior, graduate student. They got some redshirt freshmen, graduate student. I'm trying to see what their pitchers are. Yeah, I mean they're definitely an older team, which is good. They're mature. They've been here before, and I'm sure they want to close out their careers on a high note, because they've been so close for so long. It'd be nice to get it done, and they've won the Big East, and it'd be nice to take it to the next level.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They have a pitching coach, a recruiting coordinator. It's just amazing to me how football has 48 guys on staff. Baseball, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have legitimately 3 coaches, and they have 1, 2 volunteers, and they have a trainer. That's it. How crazy is that?
It's totally different.
Football and basketball have 10 million coaches. Baseball has 3 and 2 volunteers. It just blows my mind. It does not seem right. And I've wondered how many scholarships they have.
Not many.
Balak was trying to explain it to me.
They split it.
Yeah, that they get like 12, and they have to split it up.
Yeah.
And they definitely got good quality for the 12 guys that they brought in.
UConn has sorry, I put the wrong thing.
And they don't. They don't stay.
They allocate a maximum of 34 athletic scholarships
of baseball.
Yes. Now.
Oh, wow.
Wow. There's a change from the previous limit of 11.7. This increase.
Oh, yes.
They you know what? That doesn't do much for UConn, but that does a lot for like Alabama.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. This with the scholarship increases, across the board. That's why, football went to 90 and everything. But they have good pitching. It's funny, they don't recruit. They pretty much stay in the Northeast for recruiting.
Right.
They got a guy from Virginia. They got a guy from Texas. They got a guy from California. But the rest is like Connecticut, New York. God, they don't even have. They got Maine, Massachusetts, one kid, but it's pretty basic. A couple Mass guys. The rest are Connecticut or Rhode Island. But I think if they can keep this tear running and how they've been playing, especially as of recent, they have an excellent chance to survive and advance through everything because they have good coaching. They have, talented pitching, and they got the bats they're scoring runs like crazy. 13 runs, 14 runs. It's wow. 11 runs. They're double-digit run totals all over the place. So that's huge right there. They've scored 363 runs this year alone. Their opponents have scored 300. And they're batting 303. So that shows me that they can produce fast.
Yeah.
It's just going to be the strategy going into Villanova. They got to go down there with the mentality that they are the better team. They are on a roll, and they have to. Baseball is all about streaks. When someone's in a slump, they wear their underwear backwards, or they wear a thong. They'll do anything to get out of a slump.
Coach Andy Baylock, 86 years old to this day. Amazing.
Oh, of course he is.
Talking about the money, have you seen the UConn?
Yeah, I know, Christy. Their pitching hasn't been talented. I know they have a 5.96 team ERA, but their opponents have a 7.6 team ERA. Their pitching has been off, but they have been hitting well, and I think that's what's backed them up.
Have you heard about UConn's?
The Big East sucks in baseball. Yeah, Chris D, there isn't much the Big East doesn't suck in.
They suck. Do they suck in sucking?
I don't think they're great at hockey either, but we still dominated there.
So did you see the article about the because UConn campaign where they've raised all this money for the University of Connecticut? Have you seen that?
No, because of the federal funding that got pulled?
No, I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but as individual amounts that were given to the university, and a lot of it's also going to go towards the athletic department.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so let me pull this up here. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
All right. I know the Big East doesn't sponsor hockey. You're right. We play in a different hockey conference. Yes, you're right, Christy.
Christy's all over you today.
He's right. I forgot we don't have the Big East does not have hockey conference because we've played like Union before. We've played some different schools. We're in a different conference for hockey.
Let me see. I think the Current had the article. Let me see if I can find it for you.
but it coincides with our Woo Sox show. We start our Worcester Red Sox show.
Let's see. Because let me see if I can find. Maybe it was an alumni thing. Because UConn. Okay, here it is. All right, UConn launches largest campaign in university history. I sent it to you on LinkedIn. The University of Connecticut announced Thursday that it has raised more than $720 million in a $1.5 billion fundraising campaign, the most ambitious in the university's history. The multi-year Because of UConn campaign is comprehensive, spanning all schools, colleges, campuses, and UConn Health. Campaign focuses on 4 pillars: student first, making transformative investments in financial aid, student health, career readiness, and life skills to improve time to degree outcomes, academic and innovation excellence driving investment in top faculty and graduate fellows and beyond, and building the innovation ecosystem of the state and beyond, health and wellness of people and planet, whatever that means. Focus on patient care, medical research, and developing of life-changing technologies that improve healthcare outcomes. I don't know how this to do with the planet. Husky Pride, investing in athletic excellence and supporting a thriving UConn nation that includes more than 290,000 network worldwide. UConn President Radenka Marek unveiled the campaign at the kickoff event Wednesday, April 23rd at UConn Avery Point. The ambitious campaign is fully aligned with a strategic plan that will lead to a bigger, brighter, bolder UConn, says Marek. It supports students to help them excel in the classroom and post-graduation. Because of UConn elevates our academic standing and fuels. I clicked on it by accident.
Yeah, Chris D, I did see the receiver we signed in the portal. I don't think that it's best because I think we still did a great job signing and developing players. But for consistency, the portal is great because you're replacing a kid with another kid who can step right up and play, as opposed to having to develop them.
All right, so here are the donor investments. Lifetime donorships. Over $52 million from Elizabeth DeLuca, 1969. Build a new state-of-the-art nursing facility at UConn to innovate the field of nursing and address a statewide nursing shortage. $46.5 million for Peter Wirth to establish a legacy of innovation and entrepreneurship. Blah, 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 blah. He also has been generous in support of UConn student athletes and their championship pursuits. Over $25 million from alumni Dennis, 76-77, and Britta Naden. Oh, so Dennis and Britta Naden, that's who used to own GE Capital, or who have supported initiatives across the university, launched programs, School of Business, expand scholarship support, health and wellness. $15 million from Trisha Bailey, 1989. Your girl, 23.
Yeah.
Honorary to transform student athlete support by establishing a world-class facility that advances academic achievement, mental and physical awareness, and athletic excellence.
The student center, yeah.
And over $11 million from Tony Boucher, 02 MBA, marked by lead gift to establish Boucher Management and Entrepreneurship Department.
Yeah, but none of this is going to sports.
only. Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Let's see what's going on.
It's going to the nursing center and this bullshit.
You'll love this. Okay, so the campaign is led by co-chair, blah, blah, blah. The ELDHS has been generated. I don't know. The L's, I don't know what that means. That's the last name. Have been generous supporters for full scholarships for students for Bridgeport, and the Elliots have been generous across many programs, including Elliott Ballpark, home of the UConn baseball team. The Toscanos, longtime supporters of UConn, have invested in scholarships, faculty, innovative programming such as Hillside Ventures. And maybe that's who we should talk to about our software, Hillside Ventures. And UConn Athletics, honorary chairs, co-chairs include Vladik Korchik, I don't know, Dennis Naden, Molly Karam, and Peter from ESPN, and Peter Bird.
Wow.
Molly.
That's a lot of money.
Do you know that Molly Karam's sister is married to Steve Bowman?
Do you know that Karam's a Lebanese last name, so she's probably my cousin?
Probably is. But then, did you hear the first thing? Was Steve Bowman? Was Steve Bowman there when you were there, or he's gone? Long gone. Married to Steve Bowman. She once made pancakes in our apartment.
Well, maybe you should remind her of that.
No.
You can remind her of that. Yes, Chris D, our high school classes sucked since the earlier 2010s. Donating millions to education is like lighting it on fire. It is, because we don't know where it's going.
Well, we may have a solution for all that.
Yes, we do. We do have a solution for that, but that's an absurd amount of money to be donated to academics. When your teams are out there fighting the fight with nickels and dimes, and the School of Nursing is getting millions of dollars. Like they don't have a plan of what to do with that money. And you saw how the $12,000 grant got taken back because we didn't use it.
Good point.
I mean, the president, it's nice that she's bringing all this in, but she's fiscally irresponsible. I mean, we're not putting the money to good use to help NIL. I mean, do you realize that spending all that money on a nursing center, the return on investment is dog shit? You're hoping that nursing
investment in NIL.
Well, you invest in NIL, and your hope is that your student athletes make it to the next level and they give back. We'll have more money to give back. And even so, you're putting on a better product. Therefore, you're going to get more asses in the seats at the stadium. You're going to get more people watching on television. Overall, the revenue is going to be much higher.
So wait, Molly Karam and Dan Orlovsky went to UConn, and they were probably there at the same time, right?
Thunder Dan, did Thunder Dan give anything?
No, I'm saying
No.
Thunder Dan was at school the same time as Molly Karam, right?
Yeah. Thunder Dan doesn't give. He hasn't given much.
Well, I'm saying, did Thunder Dan know Molly Karam?
I'm sure he does.
I know he does. He's on First Take with her.
They're on ESPN, yeah.
Does he know her, like, did he know her in college?
I don't know. Dan is still Christie anti-education and pro money for MIL. Thank God for the great
Molly Karam was 06, so she must have been there when.
Yeah, she was there. She was there when I was there.
She was. Did you ever get a date?
Thunder Dan screwed over your last guest.
Who was the last guest?
Jamal Lundy. I don't know. Maybe when he came on. Yeah, Thunder Dan. Mulcahy. Yeah, Mulcahy did screw over Mulcahy. I mean, Mulcahy was a good broadcaster.
A new bit. Oh, I got another thing to read to you. April 23rd marked the beginning of a new era with groundbreaking Bailey Student Athlete Success Center. The 70-year-old field house will now serve as a new generation of Huskies with renovations to house several sports teams. So maybe she is using it for a little bit of.
I hope so. I mean, the coaches have good offices in the football building. The guy who got in the ESPN job. Yes, yeah. Sean got him the ESPN job, and Thunder Dan did not return the favor. That's kind of funny.
All right, fine. Because of UConn, here's a campaign. Give now. You know, you should see this site. This site is actually really good.
So they that was my idea. You know, I said, yeah, the I agree. The field house should not have been demolished. 80 million to house rowing, golf, and several tennis teams. He's right. The non-revenue sports. I mean, it's a waste.
You should see this. See it?
Yeah, but that's the UConn Foundation. You should not give to. Giving to the UConn Foundation is like Christie said, setting your money on fire.
This is what they're pushing now.
I know.
You can look how easy you can give. Look how easy it is.
I know.
Areas of support, just almost what I like. You could describe where you want it. Last name on your card. So easy, dude.
Yeah, I know. Store Central has that too. Store Central has the exact same thing, but they should not be competing for money. Don't you dare give money to this. They should not be competing for money. Yeah. They shouldn't be competing for money. They need that money.
I need people to give money to me.
Yeah, we're working on it. They need that NIL money because overall, all their money that they're putting into these projects, they're not going to get a return on. If you put money into football, if you put money into basketball, your revenue, your return is going to be much higher because there's going to be asses in the seats. Gamble is going to getting renovated. There's not going to be a stadium on campus for football. I wish there would be, but that's just, they're not going to do that. Gamble is supposed to be getting renovated because they're missing out on, another 5,000 seats they could be throwing in there. But this UConn Now bullshit, the money's flushed down the toilet. Yeah, you're going to have better facilities, but now you're counting on your graduates to donate back. I think the NIL money, if you have successful players that are treated well within the program, even baseball, they'll give back. I don't think spending on academic things is worthwhile long term. Like Christie even said that. I mean, you agree with that?
No. What's that?
You agree that giving money to the UConn Foundation, the return on investment isn't going to be nearly as good. Because football wise, at least you're going to have more asses in the seats. You're going to have bigger and better TV contracts, and that is going to produce more money than anything that you can spend on campus. I mean, that's how I view it.
I think you're right.
I don't see how that it's not gonna produce. That's my fear. You're putting all your eggs into this, and it may spruce up campus, but in the long run, it's not going to bring you revenue back.
No. Well, good Husky hardball.
Well, I mean, everything looks good. They're playing Villanova tonight. I just wanted to see wanted to see who they have starting. I mean, it's amazing that they're doing as well as they are. And I think that as long as they take care of business at Villanova, the rest of the way's home. And they have been unbeatable at home, which is good. So I think that once they take care of business on the road, they finish the season at home. They got Maine coming to town, Xavier, Butler, whatever. I think that's going to turn things around for sure. That'll end up winning them the conference. Let me just double check. Yeah, so it's they got a 3-game series against Nova this weekend. They got Butler next weekend, Northeastern in between, who's very good, and then they finish off with Maine. So currently at 27-18, 11-4 in the conference. They're 11-2 at home. They got a chance to jump ahead of everyone. And I think they will, although their pitching has been suspect. They're hitting, they're scoring runs, they're winning games. They've turned things around since being 10-13, and you can't mess with that.
No doubt. All right, well, so soon we're gonna get lemons, right?
Yeah. So Dave, great job. And Christy loves your yawns. He says you yawn great. And Schumann sits in that chair all morning doing podcast after podcast after podcast. Christy, I actually do more podcasts than Schumann does. Schumann's smart enough to make money off his podcast. I am not. So yeah, he sits in his chair and he goes to glory holes all day. That's what he does in the afternoon. He does podcasts all morning, glory holes in the afternoon.
Husky Hardball, the true crime, John Benamer. That was great.
We can cover it all. I told you we're multi-talented. So for the inaugural episode of Zanato, poor Zanato. I think it was I was used. I was like the Manchurian candidate. I was used to take him out.
Oh.
So for the inaugural episode of Husky Hardball, I would like my picture put back in.
Sure.
Remember,
better picture.
Yeah, I don't like that picture from Dartmouth. I don't like that picture. So when get me scheduled on the Prospect podcast, I want my date. I want my date to talk football. And remember, Dave, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back in life.